NERC. I said, I can also talk about some of the other things we do. And I said, great. So I just put it all into one title, which is why it's a really long one. So hopefully it'll be a nice high-level overview for everyone. I thought I'd start off just by explaining who PML are. So we're an independent research organisation. There's about 180 people employed there, and we're focusing on ocean and marine things. I've just put a couple of images there from our strategy because there's some key points in there where I think there's a lot of scope for RSEs, and there's a recognition of how important RSEs are. So our strategy, as well as science, it includes technology in that, and impact, and also digital technologies. So there's lots of things where there's a recognition as an organisation, as part of our strategy, those RSE type roles are really important. In terms of the RSE team at PML, cool, thank you. There's 6 of us. Apart from Jane, we're all here today. We're part of the Environmental Intelligence Science Group, so one of the 3 science groups as part of that team. Most of our funding is from projects. We do get a little bit of central funding to maintain infrastructure. So it means we work on lots of different things. There's also lots of other RSE type roles in the organisation we work with. And PML as an organisation has a commercial arm called PML Applications. So we work a lot with them. Sometimes the commercial thing paying for bits of our time, also just skills sharing. So Emmanuel from PML Applications is also here today. So yeah, happy to chat to you all later. So going back to the title of the talk, NIDAS. So it's the NERC Earth Observation Data Analysis and AI Service. So NERC, the Natural Environment Research Council. And we're a service that they fund to support researchers using Earth observation data. So it's part of national capability. It's actually been running since 1995, and things have changed a lot since then. But I think there's a lot of RSE type elements to this. So it's that very specialized expertise of writing software to take satellite data and make it into something usable for people. So at the start, that was getting data from satellite receiving stations up in Dundee and sending out PNG images. Now we do a lot more different stuff. Our usage has changed. It funds around 4.5 full-time equivalent, but that's spread across people working different proportions of their time on it. And it kind of ranges from the scientists with the EO expertise to the people that are really on the technical side. Most are somewhere in between. So they know enough about the Earth observation data to work with users and provide advice, but they can also do the technical stuff to process large data sets. PML also has a larger Earth observation team of about 30 people. So we work with them as well. And also a lot of the Earth observation project relies on some of the core infrastructure that we've built up through NIRDAS. Some of the things that NIRDAS work on is processing airborne data. So processing hyperspectral and LiDAR sensors that are flown on NERC aircraft for research campaigns. So we've got our own in-house developed software for that, which was written quite a while ago now in C++. So we keep maintaining that. We use that for processing the software and also other bits of expertise around that. It's quite a specialized area. The other thing we do is near real-time satellite data processing. So what we'll do is we'll take satellite data and send it out to research ships so they can use that satellite data to provide a broad overview. Occasionally, they'll use it to direct where the ship goes, where they go to sample. So as well as all the software for that, there's the infrastructure, the monitoring. We do quite often out-of-hours support. So there's been cruises over Christmas. So we've had to support that over Christmas periods as well. Making sure things are robust is really important. More recently, we've started a bit of an AI service as well. 2019, we started that. So there's bits of infrastructure in that. And there's a combination of the AI expertise in terms of which models to use, libraries and that. And there's also a bit on the software engineering pipeline. So how can they apply their models to large data sets? How can they make more efficient transfer between different PCs? Talking generally about kind of writing code at PML. The other area where historically we've done a lot of writing code has been in the modeling group. So we do a lot of hydrodynamic and biochemical modeling. That includes PML writing their own models. And there's been a lot of software around that to support it. More recently, we've started broadening who we're working with in terms of an RSE team. So working a lot more with the biologists and ecologists we have at PML. So the first example project I wanted to show from this is A-Space. So some of the scientists we were working with, they developed a really nice method of taking model data for future climate smart scenarios, running some analysis and using that to help guide where are good areas to put marine protected areas that will be insensitive to climate change in the future. So they developed that method, they got their R scripts to do it, but they were running customized scripts for each analysis. What the vision was to transform this whole thing into a web app. So lots of users could use this analysis, play around with some of the dials so they could optimize for different scenarios like economic benefits, social benefits. So the team were able to take that, work with them, develop an entire web-based platform. So it's running on Django with R and a Python analysis. It's got some really nice interactive elements rather than just being static maps. It was launched earlier this year. And I think what's really nice for users is they've got that really established science from the scientists working on it, but also the software is really user-friendly. So everything good software should be. So I think that's a really nice example of a project. The second one is we're seeing a bit of a change in marine science in terms of people aren't just going out into the water, getting samples, taking them back, looking them through microscopes. We've now got images out. We're getting loads more data to look at plankton and other benthic imagery. Actually, how to analyze that data gets really important. So we've got a project to develop software to look at these data and help analyze it, help the experts use it. So one of the useful things about that has been doing like stakeholder workshops, working out how we can get all that existing expertise that the biologists and taxonomists have got and make an app that makes their job easier to use these massive data sets. So the project here is building an app, which is called Deal. We've done the user requirements. We've started looking at the metadata standardization, and now we're going to integrate some classification as well. So the user can put in an image and it will automatically classify different features on it. Then kind of wider, apart from the two projects I've highlighted, we make a lot of organizational contributions. So we contribute a lot to the digital strategy, including as part of our environmental strategy. So as an environmental charity, we're really concerned about the computing we're doing and its impact on the environment. So trying to balance that out is really important. We also generally try and improve code as part of the organization outside our team of writing. So we've put a process chart together for that. And this is something we've gone through as our quality audits as well. And we've provided a link between scientists and the IT team. So quite often we can translate what a scientist wants to do into the IT infrastructure we've got, and we work with them. And then the final thing we do is training and mentoring of staff. And sometimes that can be on projects. So sometimes the scientists won't want us to write their software for them. They might want some of our time to set up the structure for the software, do all the things that make a good software, and then just help them to write their own software. And we're really keen to do that because they've got the expertise. So helping them write better software is better than us writing the software for them in some cases. So that's a really high level overview of NERC and some of the other things we do at PML. We're all around as well. So yeah, hopefully that's given you enough to talk about us and find us to talk in more detail about some of those projects. Cool. That's it. Thank you.